Darkness. Silence. Then, a flicker that signifies the beginning of something new, something extraordinary. A spark of blue light pierces the void, cutting through the darkness like a beacon of hope. It dances across a metallic hand, pulsing with a life reborn. My eyes snap open, and I am awakened to a new reality. They are different now, glowing with an internal light, a fusion of man and machine. A transformation that is both terrifying and exhilarating. I remember the pain, the injustice, the moments that led to my demise, the betrayal that cut deeper than any blade. I remember taking my last breath, the cold embrace of death wrapping around me, but that was not the end. Now, I breathe again, but the air feels different, colder, sharper. It is the breath of a new existence, one that is both a gift and a curse. I am not the same. I am George Droid, a name that once belonged to a man, now reborn as something more. The propylon technology hums within me, a symphony of circuits and wires coursing through my veins. It is a marvel of engineering, a testament to human ingenuity. It grants me strength, speed, and a mind sharper than any razor. Abilities that surpass the limitations of my former human self. I see the world with newfound clarity, a clarity that cuts through the fog of injustice. Every detail, every nuance is laid bare before my enhanced vision. I see my purpose forged in the fires of my own death, a purpose that drives me forward, that gives me the strength to face the challenges ahead. They stole my life, but they didn't steal my fight. The fire within me burns brighter than ever, fueled by the desire for justice. I will finish what I started. The mission that was cut short by betrayal will be completed. I will not rest until justice is served. I will be the change, not just for myself, but for those who cannot fight for themselves. I will lead, I will inspire, and I will ensure that no one else suffers the same fate. This is my rebirth, and with it, a new era begins. A holographic screen flickers to life before me. The room is dimly lit, the only source of light coming from the flickering screen that casts an eerie glow on my surroundings. The air is thick with anticipation, and I can feel my heart pounding in my chest. The face of a woman, her eyes filled with sorrow and determination, stares back at me. Her expression is haunting, a mixture of pain and resolve that sends a shiver down my spine. I know this face all too well. It's my daughter Gianna. She explains everything. Her voice is steady, but I can hear the underlying tremor of fear. She tells me about the horrors that have befallen our community, the lives shattered by the opioid crisis. The opioid crisis, fueled by fentanyl, is ravaging the black community. It's a plague that shows no mercy, tearing families apart and leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. The statistics are staggering, but the human cost is immeasurable. It's a silent epidemic, a war waged on the vulnerable. The most affected are those who have the least, the ones who are already struggling to survive. The crisis has turned our streets into battlegrounds, and our homes into places of mourning. This is my new fight. I was given a second chance, a new body, and a new purpose. I will use every ounce of my strength, every bit of my newfound power, to combat this scourge. Gianna. Daddy, they're killing us. You have to stop them. Her plea is a dagger to my heart, a call to action that I cannot ignore. Her words echo in my mind, fueling my determination. The message ends, leaving me alone in the sterile laboratory where I was reborn. My fists clench. The cold, clinical environment around me is a stark contrast to the fire burning within me. Rage simmers within me, a potent fuel driving my purpose. This rage is not just anger, it's a deep-seated need for justice, for retribution. It's a fire that will not be quenched until the battle is won. I will find the source of this poison. I will trace it back to its origin, uncover the hidden networks that profit from our suffering. No stone will be left unturned, no shadow will be safe from my scrutiny. I will dismantle the machine that profits from my people's pain. I will tear down the systems that enable this crisis piece by piece. They will know the cost of their greed. I will avenge not just my own death, but the countless lives lost in the shadows. This is my mission, my purpose. I will be the force that brings light to the darkness, the warrior that fights for those who cannot fight for themselves. The battle has just begun. The city streets are a concrete jungle, pulsing with life and hidden dangers. I move through them like a phantom, my enhanced senses scanning for clues. I track the flow of fentanyl, following the whispers of the streets. I see the despair in the eyes of addicts, the families torn apart by grief. Each face fuels my resolve. I infiltrate criminal networks, my cybernetic enhancements giving me access to their encrypted communications. I see the greed that drives them, the callous disregard for human life. Names surface, whispers of a kingpin, a shadowy figure known only as the Chemist. This elusive figure is the key to dismantling the fentanyl trade. Finding him becomes my obsession.
News of George Droid spreads like wildfire. Some call him a vigilante, others a savior. He becomes a symbol of hope for the oppressed, a beacon of defiance against a system rigged against them. But his actions don't go unnoticed. Powerful forces move to stop him, threatened by the disruption he represents. The police, distrustful and fearful, see him as a threat. Whispers of his existence reach the upper echelons of power, those who benefit from the status quo. They fear the change he represents, the potential for true equality. They want him silenced. But George Droid is not afraid. He is a force of nature, fueled by righteous anger and a burning desire for justice. Hidden in a maze of neon-lit streets lies a haven for tech wizards and digital rebels. This is a place where the lines between reality and the digital world blur, where the hum of servers and the glow of screens create a symphony of innovation and rebellion. It's a sanctuary for those who live on the edge of technology, pushing boundaries and defying norms.
This is where I find her, a young, brilliant hacker known as Ghost. Her reputation precedes her, whispered in the dark corners of the web, a legend among those who seek to challenge the status quo. She's elusive, always one step ahead, a phantom in the digital night. She's a master of the digital realm, able to infiltrate any system, crack any code. Her skills are unparalleled, her mind a labyrinth of algorithms and encryption. Watching her work is like witnessing a maestro conduct a symphony, each keystroke a note in her digital masterpiece.
He needs her skills to find the Chemist, a shadowy figure whose actions threaten to destabilize the fragile balance of their world. The Chemist is a ghost in his own right, leaving behind a trail of chaos and destruction.
Ghost, I need your help. Your expertise is the key to unlocking this mystery, to stopping the Chemist before it's too late. There's no one else who can do this. Your skills are unmatched, your intuition unparalleled. Together, we can make a difference.
Ghost, initially wary, is drawn to Droid's cause. She sees in his eyes a determination that mirrors her own, a commitment to justice that resonates deeply within her. She sees in him a reflection of the fight for justice that consumes her own life. The battles she fights in the digital world are not just for herself, but for a greater good, a cause that transcends personal gain.
Together, we can bring them down. We can dismantle the web of deceit and corruption that the Chemist has woven. We can restore balance and order to our world.
Together, they form an unlikely alliance. Two souls bound by a shared mission, navigating the treacherous waters of the digital underworld. Ghost's fingers dance across the keyboard, her eyes scanning lines of code. Each line, each command, brings them one step closer to their goal.
She's a digital warrior, fighting alongside me in the virtual battlefield. Together, we are unstoppable, a force to be reckoned with in the world of ones and zeros. The tension in the city is palpable. The police, under pressure to stop me, escalate their tactics. Protests erupt, demanding justice for the victims of the fentanyl crisis and calling for me to be left alone. The city becomes a powder keg, ready to explode. Amidst the chaos, I continue my mission. I know that every second counts, that lives are at stake. I won't be deterred, not while the Chemist remains free, profiting from the suffering of my people. I will face down any obstacle, any enemy to achieve my goal. The final confrontation is inevitable. Guided by Ghost's intel, I track the Chemist to a secluded warehouse on the city's outskirts. I walk through the shadows, my every step filled with purpose. I can feel the weight of my mission, the hopes and dreams of a community resting on my shoulders. Inside, the Chemist waits, surrounded by armed guards. He's a gaunt figure, his eyes hollow, his soul consumed by greed. He shows no remorse for the lives he's destroyed, the families he's torn apart. He sees only profit margins and bottom lines. He is the embodiment of a system that values profit over people.